OSU defense didn't care what Purdue did. Bell was on lockdown other than a few jump balls. Refs called back on Olave deep ball, then swallows their flags, not calling DP on Olave. That got us our only punt. Yeah, one punt for OSU. Alabama always gets the tip of the hat because of their track record, and that's annoying. And that's something Mark and I were talking about last week during the watch party. The fact that college football is one of the few sports in the world where a playoff or whoever has a chance to win a national championship is determined by human beings and not some type of point system or based off of winning percentage or winning a conference or something is still insane. And it obviously makes for a lot of decision making and a ton of debate. And you should not have reputation factor in previous reputation. Alabama, in my opinion, should not be in the top 4. I think they should maybe be 5th. But right now, I would rank my top 4 as Georgia 1, Cincy 2, and then OSU, Oregon, whatever order you want. I would put OSU ahead of Oregon because I think OSU's shown they're a better team. That would be my top 4. And I'd put Bama at 5 because I think Bama has between Bama and Oregon's loss, I think Oregon had the worst loss because Stanford is worse than Texas A&M. But yeah, it's tough. Rutgers beat Indiana today. Doesn't look good for Cincy. Oh, no. Oh, no, the mighty Scarlet Knights. No, the Hoosiers lost. Oh, God. There goes that Cincy strength of schedule. But, oh, wait. Alabama's strength of schedule is so good, right? Who did they play this week? New Mexico State, a team who is 1-9. And Alabama, the number 2 ranked team in the country, is playing a 1-9 team in week 11. It just baffles me. Alabama has beaten 2 teams that are currently in the top 25. Florida and Miami. Well, no, Miami was ranked when they played them. Alabama's best win is probably against Ole Miss. But Alabama will have 2 okay games at the end of the season, Arkansas, Auburn. But Alabama's strength of schedule is only impressive because they're playing other teams within the SEC. And you could say the same of Georgia, but the way Georgia's playing is enough to switch that conversation to the fact that, yeah, they're the best team in the country. They're playing and dominating every team they play. A 2-loss, no champ is not getting in, period. I hope, Mike, I would not put them in, but because it's Alabama, maybe they do. We'll see. Put Cincinnati at 2. I am a fool. Okay, I'm a fool. Since he needs Notre Dame to win out. Yeah, they need some help from Notre Dame to help that win look a little bit better. I'll be the first to admit the judging is very flawed anytime there's money involved. You can guess the rest. Yeah. Stanford always beats Oregon. Alabama's schedule is light years tougher than Oregon's schedule. Hey, voice of college football. I think that's actually Mark tweeting or typing. Hello, Mark. Alabama's schedule is light years tougher than Oregon's schedule. Yeah, no, definitely. Alabama's schedule is tougher. And that probably gives them a bit of an edge. It'd be interesting, though, if Alabama were to lose to Georgia in the SEC championship, and you might have, I don't know, another Big Ten team make it. Because the SEC is the only conference in the playoff era that's had more than one team make it into the top 4, I'm pretty sure. No, there's never been 2 Big Ten teams in the playoff. Hello, Mark. Hello. Playing Florida close only hurts Bama's reputation. Right. Georgia hands down is number 1. Their defense is lights out. Their offense is good enough to get it done. Yep, I agree. Right. And Ryan, that's what I was saying earlier. The fact that Oregon beat Ohio State, if Oregon had this record but didn't beat Ohio State in Columbus and maybe beat somebody else, they wouldn't be in the top 4. They would put Oklahoma or, I don't know, somebody else. That's the thing. Oregon's win over Ohio State is keeping them alive. So this game was clean game, no sacks, not even injury. Yeah, no injury. That was good. This stretch drive by the Buckeyes is brutal. Penn State, Purdue, Michigan State, Michigan Big Ten title game. Yeah, seriously, that is a tough stretch. I mean, Nebraska's thrown in there. Such a good team. But if OSU can go through that stretch and look as good as they did today and beat Michigan State, Michigan with a high-powered offense like they had against Purdue tonight, go out to the Big Ten championship, beat Wisconsin or Minnesota, have a great offensive performance, that gives them an opportunity. So But the path I think OSU's on is getting the third or fourth spot and maybe playing Alabama or Georgia. But that will be the interesting thing. I would be so annoyed if the committee put Alabama in, even if they lost to Georgia. That'd be very infuriating. The Pac-12 is not great. The SEC is better than the Pac-12. If I stayed at Georgia defense, forget it. Yeah, forget it. That's true. They would have the best defense and the best offense in the country. Oregon's second best win is UCLA or Fresno State. Right. And that is like, what are you talking about? Alabama has 2 better wins than that. Absolutely, for sure. What are Bama's best wins? Probably Ole Miss and Florida. Maybe. I think Ole Miss is their best win. I'm sure Mark might disagree or agree on that one, but I would say between Ole Miss and Florida for Bama's best wins. Dan Mullen, I don't know, Roberto. Yeah, Donovan, how you doing? If OSU wins out, they should be ranked number 2. Maybe. Could you imagine if OSU played the way they did over the next 3 weeks and won the Big Ten, playing some great offensive football, and Bama were to beat Georgia by a 3-point win in Atlanta in the SEC championship, and Alabama would still be ranked above OSU? I mean, either way, at that point, it wouldn't matter too much because then it would basically be Bama playing OSU. I feel like OSU is going to play Bama or Georgia in the playoff. I feel like that's what's going to happen. 70-52 versus the Cupcake FCS team. I think it'll be OSU, Cincy, Georgia, and Oregon. God, I hope it's Cincy. I would love to see Cincy in the play. That'd be so much fun. Ole Miss, Mississippi State to upset Auburn. Okay, yeah. When it gets down to the Final Four teams, there are very small details that always show themselves in the difference of talent. Right, yeah. Yeah, Ole Miss is definitely Bama's best win. I think I would agree with that. But the way OSU played was phenomenal. Best performance of the season. No question about it. Garrett Wilson had the game of his life. And that's what's crazy about the season for OSU. You've got all these 3 top receivers, and they're all having – each of them has had a marquee performance. Chris Olave's had a marquee performance a couple of times. Smith and Jigba had his career game last week, and then Garrett Wilson has his career game this week. Mayan Williams plays really well. CJ Stroud plays really well. Get the home crowd in your favor. They got to keep that offensive momentum against Michigan State next week. That is going to help them a ton. So hopefully they can do that, and that will help the Buckeyes get to that 10-1 record. Did Michigan State win today? I'm checking the rest of the scores. Michigan State is winning. Okay, 40-21 against the mighty Maryland Terps. Freaking Turtles. Kenneth Walker's got 2 touchdown runs. Lovely jubbly. I still say Georgia beats Alabama if they meet up. I've been saying this for 4 weeks now. I think Georgia would beat Bama too, honestly. I would agree with you there. I think Georgia would beat Bama. Georgia is so good. It's been a while since we've seen a number 1 team play as well as Georgia has week in and week out. Phenomenal. I want to see a Cincy-Georgia rematch from last year, an Oregon-OSU rematch. Can you imagine the storylines? I can, Ryan, but then Alabama's not in it. So then the storylines don't matter. Ugh. Fools. Alabama doesn't need to be in the playoff for people to care. This wasn't Garrett's career game. Has he had a better game than 4 touchdowns, a 51-yard rushing touchdown? I can't remember off the top of my head, but Garrett Wilson had 4 touchdowns, over 100 receiving yards, and a 51-yard rushing touchdown. I don't know if he's had a better game than that in his career, but I could be wrong. NBA fan, if you want to tell me about another game he had, then